Greetings, Indie Warriors, and welcome to I Dream of Indie Games. My name's Old Gamer Joe, and we have a ton of new indie releases heading your way for the week of January 22nd through the 28th of 2024. I've compiled the 10 games which I view as the most exciting releasing this week, and feel like at the least they belong on your wish list. As always, we thank you so much for supporting independent content. Head on over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where you can gain Discord access to the greatest indie gaming community on the internet. There's also early ad-free shows just like this one without any sponsorships too, and you'll get shoutouts at the end of every video we produce. Hell, even free games depending on the tier. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. With all of that out of the way, let's get right into the list. At number 10, we have The Math Problem Killer releasing on Steam PC. I'm not very good at math myself, but thankfully this title seems to be more about word problems. I get a bit of a Saw vibe from The Math Problem Killer. You play as a group of agents tasked with rescuing hostages, and the only way to do so is by solving mind games correctly. If you screw up, they're dead. The risks are very real with this one, and as someone who greatly enjoys the Saw series and things like it, I'm quite looking forward to giving this a try. The Math Problem Killer launches on the 22nd.
In his right leg, and 9 nails in his left leg.
This next game I could have sworn was supposed to have come out by now, but either way, here it is again, launching at last, apparently. RTS and Stargate fans, this is Stargate Timekeepers. It features a fully fleshed out campaign with an original story taking place after Season 7 of the show. Master weapons and abilities in the Stargate universe at last. Hopefully it will be worth the wait.
With a hidden passage in its trunk, we can open it to let the convoy through. It takes 2 people on top of the tree to open the way. We must first pass through a clearing, then climb up.
Did I clip the mic on right?
At number 8, we have the adorable-looking Lil Guardsman, a game I was a bit concerned about with Publisher vs. Evil going under, but thankfully it seems the game will still release without issue. You play as Lil, with your goal being to guard a gate and decide who gets to enter the castle or not. The cute cartoon visuals are really quite lovely, and the puzzle design seems fun as well. But what I'm most looking forward to is meeting all of the unique characters in this world. It looks like there's going to be 100 plus of them. Oozing with charm, you can find out for yourself if Lil Guardsman is worth your time on the 23rd.
This line of work.
There's a very important deadline that could affect the fate of the entire kingdom. You don't know what you're doing.
Oh, I don't like any of my answers. I'll take a do-over.
The news is saying the city is being attacked. The Sprawl is at war!
War? That couldn't be my fault, right? Just keep your eye on the prize.
Enshrouded is our next big release this week with a very healthy following on Steam for an early access title. Play as a Flameborn in a game that seems to place a heavy emphasis on the combat. Yes, the combat engine does look pretty well fleshed out so far, and the visuals are lovely for an indie release. Of course, there's plenty of wood to chop as well, but thankfully you'll have up to 16 online players to help. Get to work on the 24th.
To the earth for a magical elixir and unleashed a ruinous blight. My newborn flame, master the staff, the bow, the shield, and the blade, for in the fog.
Next, we have a brand new fighting game from the talented folks at Arc System Works. Yeah, maybe not quite indie and more in that AA niche range, but I know it's a game tons of folks have been looking forward to in the fighting game scene. I've not personally played any titles in the Undernight franchise myself, but I did greatly enjoy many of Arc's previous titles. That was a long time ago now, though. It seems like they've really nailed down the most beautiful flowing art in fighting games thing. Anomaly Agent is next at number 5. It comes from Few Games, and it will also be available on Switch and Xbox, not just PC. Featuring lovely pixel art, a sweet synthy soundtrack, and beautifully animated combat, the game looks like an absolute blast. It's not just about defeating the anomalies, however, as you'll need to make critical choices throughout the adventure that can alter the way things play out. A new Metroidvania hits the market on the 25th. At number 4, we're talking about Rin the Last Child. From Space Fox Games, it gives me Ori vibes for sure. In a game inspired by classic myths, you'll use a variety of spells and attacks to survive a sprawling Metroidvania-style map. Visuals are looking good, and with so many different spells and secrets to discover, fans of the genre have yet another reason to be excited this week.
The aspects to survive. Hurry!
Go Mecha Ball is at number 3, a fascinating mix of twin-stick shooter and pinball. That's right, the mechanics are based off of pinball, which should produce insane results. I love a good twin-stick shooter myself, and this game seems to take a pretty unique approach to the genre by allowing you to curl up, kind of like becoming a ball in Metroid. You can cause additional destruction this way. With 50 different upgrades at your disposal, this unique indie seems highly entertaining and not lacking in action. At number 2, we have Into the Necrovale, which features an awesome retro pixel art style. This action RPG also seems to deliver the goods with enjoyable looking combat and exploration. You play as the Stranger, and one cool feature of the game is that items that you collect will interact with one another, producing various results, and there are a lot of different items, so the combinations could potentially be endless here. Survive dungeons and free those that have perhaps been wrongfully imprisoned when this early access release drops on the 26th. And then last, at number 1, certainly not least, I'm gonna go with a smaller RPG releasing this week. It has some horror elements to it as well. Paper Lily Chapter 1. 26th, and it's gonna be completely free for you to enjoy. This has a bit of a dark Undertale vibe to it and will feature lots of puzzles that can be solved more than one way. I'm always down for a new indie RPG experience, and with the addition of horror, you definitely have my interest. I imagine future chapters will maybe cost something. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work, but we'll see. There's really no reason to not give Paper Lily a try. And that's going to do it for this list, folks. We hope you're excited about at least a few of the indies that are releasing this week. As always, we thank you so much for supporting us here at I Dream of Indie Games. Help us bring a voice to the voiceless at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, and we will see you on the channel for more wonderful indie gaming content.